Hi everybody, it's Holly and welcome back to Smile by Holly. Thank you for joining me today. So today I've got a really fun mini album that we are going to make that is made using business size envelopes, you know, the longer ones. So let me just show you what the finished album looks like. So you've got this binding over here that you can tighten up or loosen. So if you want to put more stuff in your pages, you just loosen up this little tie here. But this flips up and you've got a cute place for a pocket that you could put, you know, notes or pictures. This flips over. Once again, another wonderful pocket. Once again, a cute little pocket. And then our last page, one more pocket. Isn't that just so fun? Now you could certainly make this album any size. You would just keep adding envelopes. Today we're going to be making one with 4 envelopes. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you this paper pack that I'm using. I got this from, Hobby Lobby. It's Paper Studios. It's called Bee's Paper Crafting Kit. And a lot of times, if you wait, probably I think it's every 3 to 4 weeks, they put all of their paper crafts 50% off. So where this was 6, I actually got this for 3. That's a pretty good deal for the paper and the stickers and the embellishments. So just know if you're looking for anything generally at Hobby Lobby, if you wait a couple weeks, it does go on sale. That's what I love. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've got my 4 business size envelopes right here. Okay, 4 business size envelopes. Let's go ahead and bring in the scoreboard. And what we're going to do is we've got the flap right here, okay? We're just going to score at 2.5 on all of our envelopes. 2.5. Boom. Just going to reinforce that. I'm going to do that to all 4 of mine. 2.5. So how are you guys today? Are you having a fun, crafty day? It's so fun to have you along. Thank you, thank you. There's a hint of spring in the air, and it's making me literally crazy. You know, after a long winter, you're like, I just want sunshine and warm weather. Well, that's where I am today. Okay, so we've got all 4 of our envelopes scored. Now, what we're going to do, let me just flip this up. We are just going to cut on that line there. And then we're going to fold this down. I'm just going to use the adhesive that's on there, give it a good lick, and fold that down. And that's what we have left. Now this is not even, but that doesn't matter because we are going to be covering it up. Now if that bugs you, you could go ahead and swipe across and make it even, but we're just going to be covering this up with paper. So that's what your envelope looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other 3. Now let me tell you the sizes of paper that you are going to need to cover this. So what I've done with this is I actually cut my 2 top pages slightly smaller. So you could kind of see that it was like a lift up flap. Now that's optional. You could make all your pages the same size, but I thought by having that little lip showed that it was a lift up flap. So that's what I have done. What you'll need, because 2 of them are going to be smaller so you can see the paper underneath, you will need 8 papers that are 6 3/4 by 3.5. Okay, and this is the smaller of the paper, so 8 of these. And this is going to make a 4-page book. Then you're going to need 8 pages that are just slightly bigger. This is 6 3/4 by 4. Now once again, if you didn't want your pages to be shorter right here so you could see it was a flip up flap, you could make all 16 of them 6 3/4 by 4. But I kind of liked the paper showing through. So let me just kind of show you how to assemble one page. So you'll take your base paper, get some glue on it. Now you don't want to glue it all the way down or it's going to glue into your pocket. You won't be able to lift your pocket up. So for this bottom page, I'm just going to put adhesive on the actual envelope, just so we make sure we don't get any under here. I'm going to take my first page. Now this is the bigger page. This is a 6 3/4 by 4. And I'm just going to line it up so there's a little teeny tiny margin around it. And that you want to make sure that your paper doesn't go longer than, longer than where this folds over. Otherwise it's not going to fold. But that size fits perfectly. And then you can see that makes the perfect little pocket. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and make my pocket. I've got a little circle punch, and we're just going to make half of a circle. And there is our little pocket, okay? Now, take your other piece that is bigger, okay, and let's cover the back. And this you can put on the envelope or just on your paper, because we're not worried about covering up a pocket. So either way. Okay, so that covers that up just nicely with a cute little margin. Now for the flaps, what we're going to do, let's do the first flap. We're going to take this and we're just going to glue it onto our flap, just barely underneath this top part so there is a margin. And do you see how that leaves that cute little paper showing through? So I think I'll just add tape onto my envelope, okay? Take your paper. Now you want to make sure it's lined up with this paper. So as you're putting it on, make sure you get it on there straight, okay? Now with this second paper, we actually want to lay it just on top. That's what you want to make sure as you're cutting this that your paper is the exact size so that it lays directly on. Now I'm going to cut that little piece off right there. Little teeny tiny flap. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to add adhesive onto all of this and then lay this paper directly on top of the other paper. Okay, see how simple? And you've got the back page. So that's how you assemble your pages. And just make sure you leave that open when you glue this bottom piece down so you do have room for your pocket. Now, for over here, this is where we are going to be making the chipboard kind of like spine. So you are going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that are 4 1/8 by 2 1/2. Okay, and this is going to fit just perfectly down onto this. So what I like to do is I'm just going to bring in an extra piece of paper. And I'm going to get a whole bunch of adhesive on this. Just going to line it up in the corner of one. Let's bring in our other one. This is just an easy way to cover your chipboard. I'm going to do it on this other bottom corner. Just line it right up in the corner. And then all you need to do is just cut right up alongside of it, and that's going to cover your chipboard perfectly. Ba-boom. Simple, right? Okay, so right there and right there. Okay, so there are our 2 pieces of covered chipboard, and this is just going to be perfect to lay down right there. The best way to do this is I like to punch all of my holes at the same time. So you can do this different ways. You just want to measure wherever you want to punch your holes and then use this as a template. So I've got all 4 of my envelopes together, and I'm just going to bring in my paper punch, kind of just center it in the middle, and ba-boom. They're all punched together at the same time. So I know they're going to be even. So make sure that's even. That's harder than I thought. I'm just going to do 2 at a time on this one because it's actually going through the top of the envelope, so there was a little bit more material. But I'm going to use this as my guideline and just make a little circle there so I know where my other ones are. Okay, ba-boom and ba-boom. Okay, so this way I'm sure that all of my papers are going to line up. Okay, now use this once again as a guide for your chipboard and lay this down and just make your little circles on there. Now from here, you will just take, after you've decorated all of your pages, hook them together. Let me get this on right. So once you get all of your pages decorated, line them all up, go ahead and put your base board down, and then just take some ribbon. And we're just going to thread this through all of them. Make sure I get this lined up. Take my ribbon. This is probably the hardest part, getting it through the little hole. So I'm going to use my pokey tool, poke that through. There we go. Poke the ribbon through the other side. Okay, just kind of even your ribbon out. And once again, because this is kind of like those scrapbooks with the expandable spine, if you need more room, just loosen up your tie. It's just super easy way to make it as thick as you want it. Go ahead and put that on. So cute. This lifts up. There's our pocket. Let's just add some fun things on here really quick. Look at that. Be awesome. This paper pack was so fun. Bees are just, I don't know, bees are just summer, don't you think? Add a couple of cute little tags here. Maybe a couple flowers. And I think I'll cut a little bit of that off. So there is the base of how you make your business size mini album. So fun, so cute. So I'll bring my finished one in and you can see both of them. Wasn't that just easy? So I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. I would also love, love, love to have you subscribe to my channel. So have a nice day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.